And this is just a quick update on most of my engines that I got up in the shed here. And any of them that I skip over were in the older video or previous one that was marked Nice, Briggs, and Tecumseh Hull. This is a 12 horse Kohler cast iron series K301 that's got no piston in it. It does roll over nice though. Got good bearings. And the crank does need to be ground about 10 thousandths from what the guy said who I bought it from. And this is a 10 horse Kohler which has got the piston and everything, and that rolls over pretty good. And I'm going to make these two into one engine using that one because it's got the piston. Both of these have the clutches on the back, which are in good condition. And this is another 7 horse Kohler, which has a clutch, that's in good condition, and it's not too bad. I gotta sell this one also because it's just been taking up a lot of space and I have really no use for it. And in the back there, if you can see it, it's a 8 horse Kohler, which came off a Jacobson riding tractor, lawn tractor, whatever. And that's pretty much my parts engine because it had a little bit rusty inside the head and inside the valve covers, so I just assume use it for parts. And back in there is a 6 horse Briggs, which I got off of eBay for 40 bucks, which was worth it because it runs great. And I'm going to replace it with the one on my Panzer because that one smokes. And this one runs real nice and it's got great compression. Around the back here we got a 10 horse Kohler, which really needs to be bored 20 over in a new piston because right now it's pretty sloppy and I'm not really going to invest in it, so it's, for the most part right now, it's just a parts engine. And it's got good block and good crank and everything, nice valves, good head. And back there is just a 3.5 horse Briggs vertical, and this is just a ton of Briggs and Stratton parts that I've bought for 75 bucks off Craigslist. It was a real good deal. And here is a Briggs and Stratton 6 horse propane powered that some guy dropped off in our driveway because he didn't want to throw it out, which thankfully he didn't. And I have never had this running before, and I don't really want to use it for anything else or put another carb on it because if it's worth something or if it's rare, I'd like to keep it all original. But it is kind of interesting. It's got no idle screw in the top and no float inside of it because of the propane gas going in. And it's got a pretty big jet that goes in the bottom of the carburetor. And pretty much to control the flow of gas that goes in, I'm guessing you might be able to use that screw or a regulator that you'd put on the tank. So that's in pretty good shape. Back here, this is a 9 horse Briggs that I got for 100 bucks off Craigslist, I think. And weighs a good amount. It's one of the cast iron ones. Everything's on it, electrical, starter generator, carburetor. It's all in good shape and I hope to get it running. It does turn over and it's got great compression too. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'm definitely going to hold on to it. And that's a K341 16 horse Kohler, which came out of either a John Deere or a Cub, judging by all the cowlings on it. And the man I bought this from said it's probably either got a throwing rod or both valves stuck open because it's got no compression, which I think it's a throwing rod. And it's got a nice big muffler on it, which could be used for other things. That's just a 3.5 horse Tecumseh, came off a 2-stage snowblower. That is anywhere between a 7 and a 5 horse Tecumseh with a throwing rod that came out in about 7 pieces. 12.5 horse Tecumseh came out of a 92 Craftsman lawnmower riding. That's an 8-horse Tecumseh. The bottoms of the valves, whatever, they need to be ground because they don't sit down far enough, so it's got no compression. That's a 10-horse Tecumseh that keeps backfiring, and I don't think it's timing, but that's probably going to become parts. You can see these ones in the other video, and it's got a bunch of engine cowlings for Briggs, Kohler, and some Kohler flywheels up over there. And that's another Tecumseh that's going to be used for parts, and I got another one up in the loft there with a bunch of other parts. That's pretty much a parts engine. And down here is a 12-horse Kohler K301. Came off a John Deere. Does turn over, and I like to get it running at some point because it's in good shape. It's just been sitting around for a while. So I'll probably try to get that one going in the spring sometime. Now back here, we get some more. You can see that one in the other video I got. And that's a vertical shaft 6-horse Briggs that I got off of a lawnmower. That's a 5.5-horse Briggs pulled off a snapper mower. And this is a 8-horse, I think it's an 8-horse overhead valve Tecumseh that I got for free when I bought some engines. And the mice rotted out the cowling on the bottom quite the amount, which is too bad, but should be fine for now. I can always patch it. Does turn over, doesn't run yet. Did come off a wheel horse, I don't know what model. And that's another Briggs & Stratton vertical I got. And that's a Tecumseh. It's got to be like a 5-horse or something off of a lawnmower. That's pretty much for parts, even though I haven't done anything with it for a good half a year now. These are two 14-horse Kohlers. That one came off of a wheel horse GT14 that I pulled out of the woods and was flipped over sideways. And that's from a wheel horse Bronco 14. And I'm going to take most of the parts from this one and put them on that one and try to make one good 14-horse engine. And that one's also got the electronic PTO on it, which I don't think it works from when we tested it. And it's got a couple of front ends from a Panzer down there, Briggs gas tank, and a mounting plate for these engines, the Briggs. And a couple of cowlings for a Tecumseh. And down here in the garage I got one more that I haven't shown you yet. This is a 8-horse Kohler Magnum that I rebuilt. I put new piston and rings in it and new electrical, and it runs absolutely great. The only thing I don't have is the cowling and the throttle and choke levers for it. But it does run nice. The fuel pump works and everything. Like I said, I don't know what I'll use it for, but it's here. Starter, I haven't tried that yet. It should work. I cleaned it out, rebuilt it a bit. And the shaft, it's a 3/4. I think it's about a 3-inch. And these ones here from a previous video, that's the 11-horse Briggs. That thing got running. That thing runs beautiful. So that's the last of them.